I am a disciple. There was not an aha moment for me, no breakthrough, no rock bottom. For some, their faith is a heart issue. For me, it is not. It has always been a head issue. I make decisions in my life based on logic and reason. If a main idea makes sense, I can say yes. If it doesn't, I can't. After reading about all types of religions and belief structures, Christianity made the most sense. Although there are still parts that are difficult to understand, I can understand and accept the main point. I was born into a family who were all Catholic. Most of them were also born into and raised in this faith. When you're born into a faith and follow that faith exclusively, it can become difficult to explain why or if you believe certain things and where you learn to believe them. For example, as I sat with my grandmother in church, I would see her write a check each week and put it into the basket. I started to ask why she did that. Why did she give money to the church? Why did it cost money to go to church? Did someone tell her it was required to give it? Why did she give the same amount every week? Was there some kind of calculation that told her she was giving just the right amount? Instead of an explanation, the answer was always the same. Because it's what you do. My response was also the same. Why? Who said? Where does it say that? I never received any other answer. In the absence of a logical explanation, I decided there was no reason to ever give my money to the church. I didn't understand church. I had no desire to be there. Therefore, they didn't need to charge me admission to attend. I just wouldn't go. When my husband and I decided to start attending church, my ability to reason was more mature. I could understand the church needed money in order to function. Salaries needed to be paid, utilities needed to remain connected, maintenance on the buildings was required. However, there was still not a clear explanation of how much someone should give. There was little talk about reaching the goal of 10%, but not the reason behind it. Was it required? Who made the rule? Is this a number that the church decided on because it seemed more reasonable to ask someone for 10% rather than 50%? Since the 10% was the goal of the church and not mine, I saw no reason to strive for it. Our church was large, and I reasoned that with so many members giving something, the church would need to learn to manage what they had, just like everyone else. It wasn't until I started attending Christ Community Church that I started hearing words like relationship and the difference between giving and tithing. Explanations were backed up with scripture, showing who said it and why they said it. It made sense. There was a logic behind the mysterious 10%, and as I read and talked with others, I understood. If I accepted that my ability to learn, to retain information, and to put those skills to use came not from me, but from God, why would all of the earnings from that remain only mine? Why wouldn't I give back what is so clearly outlined to honor the one who provided it? What I have is not mine. It is on loan to me. I am a disciple.